Alright, hey everyone, this is Ash. Welcome back to the King's Speech. So like I mentioned in my other kaiju video, if you haven't already, please go check out channel updates stuff for what's been going on with the channel, what's going to be happening, stuff like that. Sorry, I'm just really exhausted right now. I just want to kind of like have to repeat because I'm recording a lot of videos tonight, so I don't want to be repeating everything over and over again. With that said, like I mentioned, we are going to be covering a lot of content over the next couple of days. We're going to try to get caught up on this Shonen Jump backlog that I've let build up. So without further ado, let us dive into with Kaiju number 8, chapter 108 by Naoya Matsumoto, translation by David Evelyn, lettering by Brandon Bovia. So we pick up where we left off last time with Kaiju number 9 having grown out his second head. And he goes, "Now, it's my turn to show you how much I've grown." And Jeff, number 9 is shapeshifting again. And he's just like this giant explosive shockwave as he punches the ground. Oh, and you see the force of it like blows off one of Kafka's arms. He's like, his attack power at close range is unreal. It's like taking a hit from Director General Shinomiya. And you see him like pumping up his arms like those giant massive balloons again. And yeah, this time it's number 9's attack. And you have boom 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 as one of Kafka's legs gets blown off. He's like, he's a different beast from before. I'm in trouble whether I'm gaining or closing distance. It's as if I'm taking on number 9 and number 2 at the same time. And he just like dodges out of the way as like a punch. You have number 1, modified barrage blast. It's like the variants work, but it's like you've used another move I haven't encountered. It's like I've learned it as he's like spitting up blood. It's like using them plays right into his hand. I need to settle this in one shot. Otherwise he'll come to learn my entire arsenal. It's like, show me more. And you see them just exchanging a flurry of blows. It's like, but I need to use them to endure his assault. You have number 4, modified rising blast. It's like, you have more? How thrilling. And you see him just like teeth breaking apart as like blood streaming out of his mouth. It's like he's going to extract everything at this rate. It's like, this is bad. Number 9 is gradually adapting to him. It's only a matter of time before he's out of up. And someone interrupts Okanogi with, that ain't the only problem. It's been over 30 minutes since Kafka transformed into number 8. It thinks back to, we've observed a correlation between his transformation in time and his body's kaijuification. If he were to remain in a transformed state for an extended period, or have his body taken over again, then Kafka Hivino's body will. So he won't be able to revert back to his human form. It's like the others made sure I got here. I can't afford to lose no matter what. You see him just like yelling, he's like bringing a flurry of blows down on him. It's like, I just need to one shot at his core. It's like, one shot! And you see as he like tries to lunge forward to it, number 9 just teleports out of the way. It's like, I see you've run out of new moves. It's like number 6, Thunder Emperor. And like Kafka tries to block. And you see him just blasted away by the shock, and the blow just like blows open his chest cavity, exposing his core. And number 9 just like reaches in and grabs it and goes, checkmate. It's like, oh no, number 9's gonna destroy his core. And as he starts like crushing, you see cracks along it. It's like, too bad. I guess this is the end. He's like, no, not yet, number 9. And he flashes back to him, like him and Mina like standing on like the little cliff, seeing like the destruction of the city. And you see a pakish as the kaiju like form breaks off. You see his eye poking out. It's like, because I've got the ultimate child. All right, this is good. This is good. And you have the ultimate childhood friend. And you have a it's like a giant blast. Something blows off number 9's arm. And he's like, ah. And you see another blast takes him in the midsection and sends him flying. And you have you've been like this since we were kids. You always run off into danger on your own. It's like, you really do pack a wallop. It thinks back to Kafka saying, don't worry. It's a good thing you've got B by your side. You see Mina just like pointing a gun, having let off a shot at Kaiju number 9. Oh, man, right. I guess quick thoughts on this chapter. The end page alone made this entire chapter worth it. Because this is something I've been kind of like dreading and wondering about, was whether Mina was going to end up just being like a damsel in distress for like Kafka's gonna have to be like the one to like rescue her, like take care of her, and she's not gonna be able to, like fight back or do anything. So the fact that she has to be the one to pull his ass out of the fire because number 9 is just like learning and like memorizing like all his techniques and different moves and everything. I really, really love that. I really do love that she's now becoming, hopefully, again, like this could go very easily go sideways in the next chapter. But the fact that Kafka is like kind of the damsel instead, and you have a reversal of the role where she's the one that has to like end up rescuing him. Absolutely, really love it. I'm really, really hoping that we're going to see like a proper team up with them in the next couple of chapters as they take out number 9. But yeah, not much to say apart from that in this chapter. Again, it's kind of running through the tropes of like, Kafka's pulling out all these moves and the enemy's like, oh, I've learned all your moves now, like you can't counter it. And I do feel like you could have again done a lot more interesting things with this. Like I had the suggestion before, like finally bringing back the whole like memory ghost idea, like in a kaiju. I forgot to actually mention this in my the video for the last chapter. But when number 9 mentions like, oh, you're a human that turned into a kaiju, and he seems surprised by that. I don't know if we'd gotten confirmation before that he didn't realize that Kafka wasn't another kaiju that was like, just in human form, and he's actually a human that was taken over by a kaiju, which kind of, I think, lends more credence to my idea that the one that kind of infected Kafka turned him into a kaiju is either one of number 9's experiments that got away and was basically trying to get revenge, or again, like depending on how long the series goes, if it actually goes beyond number 9, if that's going to tie into like the even bigger, like the big bad of the series. But yeah, apart from that, like you could have bought that back, I think, as a way of like to stretch it out a little bit, with Kafka being like, oh, I'm trying to pull out like all these new maneuvers and things to kind of like keep number 9 off his toes. But again, going with like Mina being the one to hop in to provide like support fire, literally provide support fire, I think is the better way to handle it. I think it's better not to have dragged it out in that regard. But yeah, not much apart to say. I'm just really glad to see that she's apparently going to be playing an active role in this fight. So with all that said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Like I mentioned, please do go watch the channel update videos. Got more details on like where I've been, what's happening, things like that. Like I mentioned, there will be a couple of videos coming out the next couple of days as I catch up with all the Shonen Jump stuff. So if you like this content, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Like I mentioned, it really does mean a lot to me to have your support for these videos. So until next time, this is Ash. Talk to you all later.